Hey guys, Janet, Terry, glad you made it in. View, Barbara Chicken Pot Pie Society. Are you bringing us any? Are you bringing us any conspiracies or just songs? The sky is falling. The sky is falling. That's our. This is our chicken conspiracy chicken. The sky is falling. Wearing his tinfoil hat. All right, you have to stay over there, baby. Stay away from my keyboard. Why don't you get down here? Yeah, why don't you get down here on the chair that I bought just for you? Uh, oh my goodness. Let's see. Hi, Kat. All right, everybody, tell Kat happy birthday. This is the best I could do, Kat. Happy birthday, Kat. Today's Kat's birthday. Cheshire Cat Dar. Hi, Arlene. Let's see. I just bit one big bit one bit hi, big. Oh, hi to everyone. Okay, thanks, Arlene. Let's see. Pamela, Deb E, Lisa. Said hi to Terry. Was changed so he left. Okay, yay, Terry. Glad you're here. Pick you some prompts here shortly. Let's see. Yeah. um So yeah, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Laverne, we were thinking about going up and having breakfast with Denise, but traffic they're closing down half of a big section of 285. We don't go the way that they have the section closed off for remodeling, but that diverts all the other traffic through downtown, which we do have to go through. So we say maybe next weekend. We'll see what it looks like. Let's see. So hi to Laverne, Don P, Marilyn, Pamela, Falcon. Let's see. Scrolling. Kimberly, Vale. So hi to Lisa, scrolling, trying to catch everybody. Make sure you put it in caps. And if you get an ad or something and it lags you or gets you off course on the stream, go down to where it says live. The little red button right down, it should be like somewhere right down in here on your stream. It's a little red button that you can see that moves the line. If you think you're lagged, click that red dot and it'll catch you up. So if you get an ad and it seems like you've lagged back, just click that little red dot to catch you up. Okay? And make sure you have all messages clicked above the chat. Let's see. Riri, good morning. Missy, Regina, not been here for a long time. Well, welcome back, Regina. Kimberly saying, let's see, Riri. Lucretia, thanks everybody for being here. Happy Marvelous Monday. Let's see. Let's scrolling. See Vale. I think I've caught everybody. We call that the red ball. Yeah. If you just click the red ball, it should catch you up without having to do anything but click the red ball. Yeah. Okay. Got my lemon water. Got a banana. I've already been eating on it. Let me take a bite while I keep reading chat for a minute. Hi, Carol. Who else? Juju. Crafting in the back 40. Who else? I think I'm caught up with everybody. Thanks for everybody for being here. So yeah, happy birthday, Kat. That's my celebration ribbon. There you go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was working on some art cards this weekend, and I have some of these little frames. I said, let's play with those. I also have these frames that are in cards. So I thought, well, maybe we could put some in here and decorate the little cards. I don't know. We'll see. And thought, let's see, these are extra cards here. Let's put that down there. And because you can put the art cards, and my art cards are 3x4 instead of 2.5x3.5 ATC size. I just like a little bit more real estate. So, and then I pulled out some of these frames, and I got these framed cards to, we'll see. Like, let me just slide one in there. We'll see how it works here. It might need a little backing. We'll see. They might be a little too little. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that works. I'm not so sure I love the white. It might need to be stamped, or it might need to be, well, this one works out pretty good with the white. Painted, stenciled. Are you leaving? Oh, good. Malibu jumped down. Okay. Let's see. Who else is here? Scrolling. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate you. So I got those, but I also have some of these. Now these might be too big. These are more, yeah, these are more for postcard size. So I got some of those. But, you could do something with, putting a like a black mat around this, or even a white. Let's see how I can let's play with this for a minute. Put this around here. Let's just put it in here just to test, see what it looks like. So you could do something like that as well, just to frame it up a little, just to frame it up a little like that. So when we get to work, and I'll zoom in, but we got to do our, we have to do our, what do you call it? Prompt pulls and stuff. So anyway, but I got a lot of these. Maybe we'll do a giveaway with some of these, and maybe we'll use some of these. And like I said, I got all these little frames. And so yeah, we'll see what we can do with all that. And so I have started some of these, just played with some of them over the weekend. I did do a couple of bigger collages that I started, so we'll show you that. I did post this on IG. Let's see, let me move in at least one. It looks a little far. I did finish my Regent guy here. Well, it's called Medieval. He's called Medieval, but anyway, I finished him. I did post it on IG. So it's very gold. Use the Kuretake gold mica ink, and then some liquid pearls for some dimension. So I did that. Thank you, Terry. Hi, Ann Makes. Anybody else coming in I might have missed? Thanks, everybody, for being here. Put it in caps if you're talking to me. I probably will miss some of y'all, but, I do go back and scrub through my chat to make sure that I catch everybody, and especially if there's new people that haven't been to their channel. So, yeah. So I got that done and posted it. So if you go to my IG, just look at Inky Well, or you can look at my name. You can find me. So there we go. So I got that done over the weekend. What else did I do? I pulled so I started a bunch of cards here, and I pulled some things to use, like maybe some stickers, some space stickers, some sea stickers, and some other things. But let's go ahead and do our pull our prompts. Let's see here. Oh, wait, I do have a couple other things. Wait a minute. I did varnish the bag. So you can see I varnished the front, but I didn't varnish. Hang on, lemon water. I did not varnish anything but where I collaged. So you can see how good it was. I put 2 coats of varnish. There's the front and the back. Well, you could either one could be the front or the back. But I varnished both sides. Doesn't it look good varnished? So nice varnished. So thanks, Riri. Who else am I missing? And Makes. Tina came in. Tina's coming in saying good morning to everybody. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Thanks, Janet. I thought it turned out really nice. So, yeah. Hi, Ambient. Who else? I said hi to Debbie. So yeah, look, that looked good. I was really impressed with the two coats of varnish on the leatherette. It's not real leather, you know. So yeah, so there we go. So I thought I'd show y'all that because it turned out really pretty with the varnish. Yeah. So I thought I'd show that. I gotta get up. Hang on, guys. Ugh. It's probably good that I get up every now and then because I get stove up. And then I did, y'all know, I showed y'all, I haven't worked on these yet. I don't know if I'll do anything on it today. But I bought this, let's see, let me get these over here. I bought this little clock kit. It has 3 in there. There's 3 clock parts in here and the watch hands, which I have not even taken out and looked at yet. But there's all different sizes and colors of watch hands in this kit. And there's 3 of these in here. And so I said, Hupster, get your drill out. I need your drill. He said, what size bit? And I gave him one of these. So he got the drill out and drilled 3 holes in these in my disc. Okay, let's turn down the brightness. The black will flash us out. There we go. So I drilled 3 holes, so it'll be I can do make some clocks out of my discs. But I had to have the holes so I knew where to collage. You know what I mean? I didn't want to collage through one of these girls' eyes or something, you know. So anyway, I got that to work on. All right, let me move this back out of my way. So got that. Then, I got to pull both of these. Let's see, this is 1, where's 2? Here it is. Okay, my sticker books. And then I pulled a couple. I'm going to try to do my favorite books every week as well. You know, just a couple. I showed last week I did a big, about 15, I think, of my, what was the publisher's name? Anyway, I showed a bunch last week. So I just thought I'd show 1 or 2 every week on Monday when we do the prompts and we do the reading and all that. I'd show a couple of my favorite books. So I did pull a couple. Yes, we like varnish. Hi, Dot. Let's see who else. Asa, good morning. Laverne, did I miss you? Hi, Laverne. Zinjin. Thank you, Tina. Just D. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Vale. So I'll show the books in a minute. Let's go ahead and do our prompts. And I got all the cards just sitting all here. I've been working on them. All right. So let me get and don't forget, today's Kat's birthday. She's probably going, oh my gosh, quit saying it. But it is. So we're celebrating you, Kat, Cheshire Cat, on your birthday today. Hi, Katie. Anybody else? Again, put it in caps, guys, if you're talking to me. All right. So the prompts today, today's the 8th. And we pick 5 prompts, usually, you know, if nothing else for Terry, because Terry likes doing them and she does them. And of course, she's never under any obligation to do them, but she you know, it keeps her busy. We're keeping Terry busy here. All right, so I'm going to really mix it up here because, I try to really mix it up every time, but all right. So then what I do is I just grab a little stack. I grab a little stack and we take them off the top. And yeah, all right. Let's see if I can squinch in a little bit. Hi, Jackie. All right, so here we go. Here's our 5 prompts for the day. And I know there's a shadow. Here we go. All righty. So we have a toucan. We have the Wizard of Oz. We have seahorse, lionfish. Terry, they're going to be really busy. You're going to have to do a whole new Wizard of Oz world. And one more, turtle. Oh my gosh, I think that's kind of cool though. All right, so we'll have Wizard of Oz, and y'all can interpret this any way you want, you know. Let's see, did I say hi to Regina? Who else? Okay, and then we have a seahorse, toucan, lionfish, and a turtle. We don't usually have this many animals all at once. Cat's going, poor Terry. Where'd that go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, there it is. Good one, Cat. So there we go. Wizard of Oz, seahorse, toucan, lionfish, and a turtle. So there we go. Let's see. Yes, today is Cheshire Cat's birthday, and Terry's is I think, is it the 15th, Terry? So yeah, happy birthday, Cat. I was gonna do the little balls, the little ball, the little cat cough up the balls. I said, no, let's do something like this. So, and I think Terry's birthday is the 15th. The 15th, I think. So if you must announce it, yeah. So Terry's is the 15th. So I'm not sure what day that falls on. We'll have to do another birthday. Yay! The 15th is next Monday. So next Monday we'll do Terry. Okay, so let's see. There we go. There's the prompts for the week. Keep it in my little place over there. All right, so let's go ahead, and I've not picked anything out of the Book of Unusual Knowledge. Laverne gave us this book, and we read something out of it. We read something out of it every week just because it's kind of fun. Let's see. All right, so let's see. I had a couple things marked, but no, there's famous UFO sightings. We did the segue. I had something else marked here. Let's see. Okay, we'll read this one. The Texas. If y'all have not heard about the Great Texas Airship Mystery, and UFO legend, we'll read this. Just that page, yeah. All right. So, y'all ready? All right. This one's been around for a long, since 1897. 1897. All right, y'all ready? Put your relaxing reading, listening while I read. All right, let's see. What's this? Post-it. No, I don't know. Don't need that post-it note. Too many post-it notes. Okay, so here we go. We'll read this. Let's move this. That's blocking my light. There we go. And then I'll show you a couple of art books that I picked that are my favorites. Okay, let's see. All right, I think I said hi to everybody. I glance over and look for anything in caps because the chat usually moves quick, but I think everybody's settling in for a read. The Great Texas Airship Mystery. Roswell may be the most famous alleged UFO crash site, but did Texas experience a similar event in the 19th century? On April morning, 1897, 6 years before the Wright brothers' first flight and 50 years before Roswell, a huge cigar-shaped UFO was seen in the skies above Texas. It was first spotted on November 17, 1896, about 1,000 feet above rooftops in Sacramento, California. From there, the craft traveled from San Francisco, where hundreds of people saw it. Next, the object crossed the country where it was observed by thousands. Near Omaha, Nebraska, a farmer reported that the ship was on the ground. When it returned to the skies, it headed towards Chicago, where it was photographed on April 11th, 1897, making this the earliest UFO photo on record. On April 15th, near Kalamazoo, Michigan, residents reported loud noises coming from the craft. 2 days later, the UFO attempted a landing in Aurora, Texas, which was nearly deserted. So its broad, empty fields would have been an ideal landing strip, but no smooth sailing. However, at 6 a.m. on April 17th, the huge airship sailed over the public square and collided with Judge Proctor's windmill and went to pieces with a terrifying explosion, scattering debris over several acres of ground, wrecking the windmill and water tank and destroying the judge's flower garden. That's in quotes. That's how Aurora resident S.E. Hayden described the events for the Dallas Morning News. The remains of the ship seemed to be strips and shards of a silver-colored metal. Just one body was recovered, the newspaper recorded. While his remains are badly disfigured, enough of the original has been picked up to show that he was not an inhabitant of this world, end quote. On April 18th, reportedly, that body was given a Christian burial in the Aurora Cemetery, where it remains to this day. Well, they have taken away the tombstone from where they had buried it because there was too many people either trying to steal it or dig it up, or so it's unknown exactly where it's buried now. Last I heard, a few years ago. A 1973 effort to exhume the body and examine it was blocked by the Aurora Cemetery Association, a first-hand account. Although many people have claimed that the Aurora incident was a hoax, an elderly woman who was interviewed in 1973 clearly recalled the crash from her childhood. She said that her parents wouldn't let her near the debris from the craft. However, she described the alien as a small man. Aurora continues to attract people who are interested in UFOs. Nearby Fort Worth may be home to U.S. government experts in alien technology. Immediately after the Roswell UFO crash in 1947, debris from that spaceship was sent to Fort Worth for analysis. Is there any trace left? The Aurora Encounter The Aurora Encounter, a 1986 movie, documented the events that began when people saw the craft attempt a landing on the Proctor farm. Metal debris was collected from the site in the 1970s and studied at North Texas State University. One fragment appeared to be iron but wasn't magnetic. It was shiny and malleable rather than brittle, as iron should be. As recently as January 2008, UFOs have appeared in the north central Texas skies. In Stephenville, a pilot described seeing a low-flying object a mile long and half-mile wide. Others who saw the ship said that its lights changed configuration so it wasn't an airplane. The government declined to comment. Today, a plaque at the Aurora Cemetery mentions the spaceship, but the tombstone is, if ever existed, was stolen many years ago. So there we go. Hi, Hermie, Vanessa, not the flower garden. Tina, not the flower garden too. Oh my gosh. But anyway, this is like one of the first ones because this was 6 years before the Wright brothers' first flight in 1897. So anyway, that's why it's, so famous, if you will. I've seen different shows like on the History Channel and Discovery Channel and stuff where they've gone to this place and the owner had I don't know who's the owner now, and this book's 10 years old, had a well on his property that was supposedly contaminated. So anyway, yes, I like Fake or Fortune show, KD. That's fun, isn't it? The British show, yeah. Fake or Fortune, yes, that's a good show. I don't know if they have any new ones lately, but I think I've watched all of them. I love that show. I think I've watched them all. Let's see. Tina says, there's always some jerk mess of things. I can't even have a deceit, leave the deceased alone. Okay, thanks, Marilyn, for stopping by. So, anyway, this is how the Book of Unusual Knowledge that Laverne sent us, and we read out of it once a week for this year. All right, then let's move this off here. So, I did pick out a couple of my favorite books to I did pick out a couple of my favorite books to read. I mean, not read, to look at. Now, I've shown them before. I showed them when I bought them, but it's probably been, yeah, I don't think it was an Ancient Aliens, Hermie. I think it was one of those UFO encounter shows, but it's not even on the air anymore. But it's probably on YouTube. If you looked it up on YouTube, you'd probably find a video on it somewhere. Okay, so I got two books that I pulled. I pulled Anne Verachon's Color Charts, A History. And it's a big book. I pulled that one. And I pulled, because this is one of my favorites, and I have both his sticker books, my John Deerian coffee table size book. Picture Book 2, John Deerian. I got this about, I don't know, a couple years ago, I think, I try to get to, for my birthday every year. I try to get, well, I go more than once a year to Books A Million, but that's where I spend my birthday money and my birthday Books A Million cards. I mean, Barnes and Noble, sorry. Barnes and Noble. This I got off, I think I got this at Amazon. I could be wrong, but we'll look at them. All right. So, yeah, Tina. By the way, speaking of, what is Pete gonna be doing his show? Have you heard from Pete? What's going on with Pete? Let's see. Hi, Leona. Thanks everybody for being here. Let me see what Tina says about Pete. Hi, Devin. You just missed me reading about the first crashed UFO in Texas. Let's see. Thank you, Cheshire Cat. And don't forget to say a happy birthday to Cheshire. Today's her birthday. Let's see. I was waiting to see if Tina said anything about Pete, but she's not answering right now. Vanessa, hi Vanessa. Don't forget, guys, if you're talking to me, put it in caps. All right, let's go ahead and look at the John Deerian one first. And I did pull out both my sticker books, my John Deerian sticker books 1 and 2, and not to be confused with John Deere. Right, Barbara? I love these sticker books. I have at least 2 of each because I love them. I use them all the time. And so let's go ahead and look at the book. And it just barely fits in here. And let me give you all the ISBN number. And this book was expensive, but like I said, this was my birthday present whenever I got it. I'll look up the date too. The book is $80 in US. I don't know how much it is on Amazon. Could be cheaper. I think next week is Amazon Prime Days. It may go cheaper for Amazon Prime Days if it's there. So yeah, ISBN, dang, it's small. 978-164-829-4167. I think that's it. And like I said, it was $80. Of course, I have, coupons, memberships, all that stuff. This came out in, I might have to go back to the back. Let's see. Yeah, let's go back to the back here. See if I can find the copyright date on it. 2024. So, and I would have got it that year. So it would have been 2 years ago. All right, let's see. I'm going to have to adjust the light as we go. Let's see, Rosita. Who else am I missing? So I'm not going to show you every page, of course, but we'll do a little bit of a flip. A lot of these images, like I recognize this and one of these, they're stickered in his sticker books. So, and I've read some of the stuff where he talks about going to France and different places in flea markets in Europe to find old copyright free images. And okay, okay, thanks, Tina. And so, yeah, like this frog is in there. I think this flower. A lot of these are in his sticker books, but they're reduced, right? They're reduced size. Like I know all these dogs are in there. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little bit of flip just so y'all can see, and then I'll do a thumb flip through the rest of it. But I do love this book. This one's in there. This one's in. A lot of these are in his sticker books. I don't know that everyone is, but a lot of these are in his sticker books. So if you like these images, he has two sticker books, and I'll do a quick flip through these as well. I love my John Darian stickers and art. Just think it's awesome. Thank you, Cats, putting links. So I'll do a little bit of a flip here just so y'all can peruse. I will not be cutting up this book, guys. I will not cut this book up. This is my reference, inspo book. If I like any kind of images like this, I'll get them out of the sticker books. Let's see. Hi, Jaya. Let's see who else. Uh, so isn't that cool? So they just have a little bit of everything, and the book is huge. So I probably should just go ahead. And then he's got references as to where he got. Let's just look one up here. Like the pages, are they numbered? How am I going to find this? Let's see. Let's go back. See, he's got all the pages. All the pages have references to them. Let's go back here. Okay, so let's see. Like, for instance, this right here, Rose Beauty. Is she here? Let's see. So just to see what it says about, if I can find it here. Here it is. Okay, let's see what it says. Rose Butte Lady, it's like the French Butte, like Buta or something, not beauty, but with the French. Rose number 18, and it has the H. Janin from, and it's got a French name, a French book, in France, 1864. So it gives you all the information for each page, see? So it's very, thorough, if you will, very thorough. All right, so let me go ahead and just flip here. So let's go back here, and I'm just going to kind of flip, because there's so many, you know what I mean? There's just so many. And like I said, a lot of these pictures are in the sticker books. Like I know those two are. It's huge. I mean, we could be here looking at this book for the whole time I'm streaming. But I just kind of want y'all to get an idea. Because again, if you like these kind of images, a lot of them are in the sticker book. I got this book, and it's hard to take the stickers out. Yeah, that's why I have a couple of each sticker book. I do. And I do. I use them, though. I do use his stickers. I've used them in a lot of art journals and different, just for ideas. Like this is one. That's a sticker. I don't remember this one, but let's see here. Some big color swatches. Look at this, Janet. Watercolor swatches. So different, just so many different things. Fruits, flowers, bugs, butterflies. Birds, shells, trees, scenery. So it's very inspiring to me, these kind of books. And again, I do collect art books. And and this will not be cut up. More shells. But even color combinations, kind of vintagey colors, it's very inspiring for that kind of thing too. Get, all kinds of ideas and, you know, just fishing flies, fish, animals, dogs, cats, rats. Star charts. Isn't it cool? Alphabets. So yeah, I don't know if he's still. I haven't looked him up lately, but at one time, and maybe he still does, has a shop or store in New York. Let me get a sip of my lemon water. Where he sells decoupage plates and vessels, and he turns these into decoupage. Like you don't want to call them stickers because when you decoupage something, they're transfers. He does transfers onto plates and dishes and things like that, and has a store. I don't know if he still does. Let's see. Let's read what he says here. John Deering is the author of the New York Times bestseller John Deering Picture Book and the creator of John Deering Paper Goods. He founded John Deering Company Inc. in 1989 and today employs a staff of artisans in his studio in New York City to create his signature decoupage plates, trays, paperweights. There is a short, kind of maybe few minute video on YouTube about him, and it takes a little tour through his studio and his shop. It's not very long. I wish it was longer. Maybe there's a new one since, but when I watched it, it was kind of a short video on him, but very interesting. His designs are available in his own retail shops in New York's East Village, where he also carries vintage and antique imports, bed and table linens, stationery, vintage and new lighting, collaborative work with the French ceramic manufacturer Austere de Volonté. That's probably not how you say it. And textiles with the London-based Designers Guild, and an ever-changing assortment of one-of-a-kind handmade curios, as well as an upscale home boutique catalogs gift shops around the globe. His work, along with his retail shops, studio, and homes, have been featured in Vogue and all these different places. So yeah, I've not looked him up recently. So but this book came out after the virus, so that write up was probably after it too. So let's see, and then I'll just quickly go through the two sticker books here. And now see, I've got this one's already been. I use it a lot, but just so you can kind of see, I'll just kind of flip through it real quick just so you can kind of see the kind of and I do have he sells and I use them in my everyday journal, not travelers or not the skinny traveler, that the kind of notebooks that are about this wide. You can get notebooks with this pattern on it. I'll pull that out here in just a second too, so you can see that if you want to look that up. See, look, I've used a lot of his stickers out of this one. So I think I actually have 3 of this book, and I think I've completely used one. It looks like I've half used this one, and I should have another one that I've not dug into yet, but yeah, who knows? I just pull them off the shelf when I want to use them. So, but these are all stickers. All this is stickers. And a lot of these images you probably just saw in the big book. So this was book 1, and then this is the newer one, and this one came out in, let me go back here, and they're like $25 or $30 if you buy them just straight off the bookshelf, but Amazon might have them cheaper. Let's see, this one came out. This one's 2025, the newest one. If I see one more, I haven't seen any Loomy. Well, I shouldn't say it now. I probably will see them lately. I used to see them all the time, Tina. I haven't seen any in a while. So a lot of these you probably saw in the book I just flipped through as well. The big coffee table book. But look, all these are stickers. Look how fun these stickers are. It's so different from a lot of other sticker books. You know what I mean? So I did pull these and a what was the one? A seashore sticker book to play with in the art cards today. So you probably recognize some of these from the big book. Yeah. No, Tina, right? So yeah, so those are the two sticker books, and I did pull this other couple other books to use. I didn't use these stickers, so I just stuck them back on here on the front. But I did pull this to use today, the Seashore Sticker Anthology. I also pulled a couple of these. I haven't seen these for a while. I got these at Blick, and the last couple of years I've been to Blick. I've not seen these. They probably have them on Amazon, but anyway. 2014. So, these sticker books here with different space things in them. I really like these, and I use these a lot too. And I pulled this just because I thought it would be fun. And so I started a bunch of art cards over the weekend. So we'll see if we use some of these. All right, let me move this down here for a minute and show you the other book I pulled. Other book to look at, and that's this color chart book. And this one also, I don't remember if I got this. I think I probably got it at Barnes and Noble, but I can't be positive. 9780691255170. Okay, and not sure how much it was, but yeah. So it's a history of color. What's it exactly? Color and Vericon color charts. A history. Janet, do you have this one? I'm surprised if you don't. Let me see. There's Keeks. Who else am I missing? Let me get my mouse to move again. Who else? Said hi to View. Thank you. Kat put the Seashore sticker book in there. Hi, Rainbow. Good to see you. Yeah, View. I like that style too. All right. Let's see. Okay. So we'll look at this for a minute. This one came out in 2023. Okay. Grasping color, 15th to the 17th century. It's very interesting. If y'all like anything on color, and if you just want a simple little history on color, get that one that we talked about last week. Oh, I was going to show you the John Darien notebooks. Hang on. Get the one that I talked about last week, the Crayola one, the History of Color by Crayola Crayons. That's very basic, but it's very informative. All right, let's see here. Let me get let's see if I can pull this without making too much of a mess, because I'm constantly piling things in and around this. So this is my everyday journal. It's kind of just like everything piles in. I don't journal in this. This is not a journaling journal. It's just it's a pile in. I don't know what else. It just piles in. So let's see if I can. There. All right. So, but I want to show you, and I've added other things. I've added other things like this crown and some little verses and things. But see, this is what the book looks like. There's the back of it. There's the front and there's the back. And I think they come in a set of 3. And see, I added a sticker here. I added art there. That didn't come on the, but this is the John Darien traveler's notebook, so to speak. Here, this came like that. I added that acorn. I've added tabs. Here's the back of that one. I think there's 5 or 6, maybe 4 or 5 different ones. And I don't know if you can buy them separate, if you have to buy them in sets of 3. I don't remember. So, because, I'm using this. So there's that one. And I have duplicates of a couple. Like this one, I have this in books. I have 2 of those. So, and then this one, I think that's the same one as the one in the front. So yeah, just look up John Deerian. Look up John Deerian notebooks. So anyway, this is piled thick. She thick. And just so if you like the John Deerian notebooks, just so you can see what they kind of look like. Let me move my little. I got this at Hobby Lobby, believe it or not. The official Bigfoot search team. I just kind of tuck it behind the little thing there just because I liked it. Okay, so there's that. All right, now let's see here. Let's go back. Oh, I got these stamps. These were some postage stamps that I used them all up. But when you buy postage stamps, they come with some interesting information about the stamps. This was a quilting stamp set. I used them all up, but I kept this. So this goes in my everyday collection stuff. All righty. That's the kind of stuff I save in my everyday journal. All right, let's see. What am I missing over here? Scrolling. Thank you, Tina. Hello, Ray. Ray, Dragon. Who else? Is it not a Pamela? Okay, so let's look at the color chart here. And, and it's broken out by the centuries. This is the 15th to the 17th century. And just different examples of old color charts. Oh, I must have missed. Janet, do you have this? I don't know if I missed her saying. Scrolling. Thanks, Kat, for putting in the links. You're slowing down your birthday. So look, see all the different, and this is those during that century, those 15th to 17th century. Look at the color, and it gives you histories of how they made their color charts. Then here's the 18th century to the mid 19th century, how they did color charts. Okay, and this is this is like a photo out of a sketchbook. All right, let's see what I can flip here. Different watercolors, the chaos of synthetic color, all kinds of pictures of sketchbooks and charts in books, late 19th century to World War I. I'm just going to kind of flip here. And it's all got all the information. It's very interesting. Look at that right there. Very cool. Probably need to make a copy of that for my everyday book. And then here's different fibers, threads, dyeing the fabrics or the threads to make the fabrics. It's just full of palettes and sketchbooks and charts. And I'm flipping pretty quick because it's a big book. Pastels. And then here's between the world wars. Different colors for the different fabrics and fibers. It's a lot of interesting reading. Different paint chips. Sales, advertising. Eight 1950s to 1980. I've read a lot of it. I haven't read it cover to cover, but I have read a lot of it. Then the color chart, 1990s to the present. And then different designers. And there we go. Okay. So that's the color charts. I'm sure if it's available, Kat has put a link in there. All right. So there's that. Let me get a sip of my lemon water. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing those. All right. Let's see now. So I started making a bunch of art cards, just playing around. And then I pulled some different little frames to put around them. And then, like I said, I got these little, they're little framed note cards. I think I got these at Hobby Lobby. Came with envelopes and these little framed, you could paint these. Maybe we'll paint some. We'll see. And I worked on a couple small collages that I cut things down and then I just played with them. So this one goes this way. And I'm going to put some clouds here and clouds there. So and they're not finished, but these are in progress. So just so you can kind of see some in progress. The Color Nerd channel. Oh, I bet that's good. I don't think I've been there, Kat. Let's see. Let me click it. The Color Nerd channel. Okay, interesting. I can't say I haven't stopped by, but I don't know that I follow the Color Nerd channel. Where do you find time to read all your art books as well as your other books? CB, I try to read every night. Hubster and I both now, and since Samantha's the graduation and the visits and getting Cameron off to Yellowstone and airport trips and trips to, college, all that stuff, we're behind in our reading this month, but we usually read every night. We try to anyway. Oh, I got not a hangnail, but a chip in my, hang on, let me go get an emery, boy, I got a chip and a nail. Hang on. I don't want to catch that on something and rip into my nail. But we both love to read. We like reading different things, but we both love to read. Hubster likes nonfiction and history and biographies. He does not read. I don't know that I've ever, no, I can't say never, but he does not read fiction at all. Hubster doesn't read fiction, and I read both. I love fiction and mysteries. I used to love science fiction. But yeah, we both read a lot. We just both read a lot. That's what we do. CV. All right, let's see here. Am I missing anything else? Did I say hi to Belinda? Trying to scroll and see if I've missed anybody. I probably have. So thanks everybody for being here. Okay, so then I started this one. And it's got like something from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 or 7 different places. It's all put together. I liked, and I'd put it on. Like, let me get some black cardstock to show when it looks nice when it's mounted on some cardstock. Let's see here. Just so you can see what it looks like. See? And of course, it wants to flash out. There we go. So that one, this one, like I said, I want to do some clouds there and along here, or anyway. So I got this one started. Then I got this one because I believe that the pyramids used to be, this used to be a water. It used to be like I don't know if it would be say a lake, but there was water where the pyramids and all that are, I believe. Anyway, so I put some seashells around the pyramids. That one, and then this one. I'm still working on this one, and so I got this one going. I think that's all the like the size that I got going, and then I started doing some art cards, and y'all see me have, I've got trays of postcards, and I don't really do ATCs anymore unless it's for a swap where we're doing an ATC swap. Put that back here because they're just so small, and I did them for years and years and years. I mean, I've gotten, I can't tell you, well, I can tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 3-ring binders that are this thick. One that's 6 inches thick, and the others are 4 inches thick of just ATCs. When I was in swaps for, I'd say 4 years solid. It was before I started streaming. I mean, we've done ATC swaps here before amongst the fibs, the friends in the box, but I don't do them like in big swaps anymore. But I used to. Hi, sister. How you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Scrolling. Yes, I read all the Clan of the Cave Bear back in, I think that was in the 80s, Riri. Read that back in the 80s. I read a lot of British mysteries, and yeah. So, read all the Outlander books up until maybe the last 2 or 3. I think the first Outlander book came out in either 89 or 90, the first one. And that's when I started reading the Outlander series. And then they turned it into a TV show. And I watched the first season. The second, and I'm not saying it's not accurate to the books, but the second season just got too violent. And when you read a book, it's different than when you see a movie. You know what I mean? Because your brain will filter certain scenes in a book that when you see it visually, it's much more impactful, if you will. And so the second season of Outlander, what they did to Jamie and all that, I said, that's it. I quit watching it. I got rid of the Stars channel or whatever it was that I only had just to watch Outlander. So I got rid of that channel. I just said, no, I read the books. I know what happens. I just did. I stopped watching it. And that's what I've always told, and I think I've said this before, Samantha and Cameron, because Cameron started reading very young. He was reading, what's that show now where they have the Hunger Games? He was reading the Hunger Games when he was like 9 or 10. And I always just told them, you know, I'll support you reading anything you want, but if it gets too intense or you're not understanding, you want to just put it off. You don't have to read it all right now. If you think, maybe I'll read this in a year or two, and they've always had that, you know, they can read anything they want, but I just wanted them to always know that you don't have to finish a book if it's intense or you're not liking it or for whatever reason. You do not have to finish that book, you know. So anyway, because they both started reading. I taught them both how to read when they were like 4, 5 years old, before they started school. They could, no, I don't mean they could read the Hunger Games at 4 or 5, but I mean, I taught them both how to read very young because I learned how to read very young. Grandma taught me how to, you know, I was knowing my alphabet as soon as practically when I could talk. And so, yeah. And I did, and phonics. It's all been phonics. Taught them how to read with phonics, not sight words. All right, let's see here. Vale. Who else am I missing? Sada Belinda. The Kent family. No, I didn't read. That was kind of like a historical, wasn't it? The Kent Family Chronicles. Wasn't that kind of a historical um, series, kind of like Centennial? Now, Hupster did read Centennial, but that's because it was based on the history of Arizona, was it? Anyway, and the cattle drives and the coming across in the wagons and all that. He and we liked Centennial the show too. But isn't the Kent Family's Chronicles something like that, except maybe Kings or something? I don't remember. Riri, it's been so long since I even heard the Kent Family Chronicles. But no, I did not read that. So, yeah. Yeah, then the Rebels, the Seekers, yeah, Riri, yeah. I didn't read any of them. I didn't read any of those. I've not really been into historical type fiction. If I want to know what happened, and I know there's plenty of fact in those books. I don't mean that. But it wasn't something that interests me. Like mom always loved to read the pioneer days. She loved to read those, not just necessarily romance, but life situational, pioneer days. I don't like those. I like something with some fantasy, science fiction, mystery, like that. Just traveling across in a covered wagon. I watched Centennial. I like Centennial as a show, but I didn't read it. Hubster did. He read it. And same thing for what's that other one? The Shogun, the history of the Japanese Shogun, warriors and all that. He read that. And I like the show. I like the show with Richard, can't think of his last name now. Richard, Dr. Kildare. That was a good show. So I like some of the series like as a TV show, but wasn't interested in reading them. Yeah, restore a realistic history. Yeah, I don't care for those. So, and as far as what history, Hubster likes the United States history and recent history, and he likes that and biographies. I like ancient history from the medieval back is what I like to read about. Well, some of the Renaissance, but I like going back through history. So let's see. The first book was published in 1974. I remember them, Riri. I remember them. Yeah, Richard Chamberlain. Yeah, he played. Um, I'm trying to think of his Japanese name in Shogun. But can you recommend any fantasy books offhand? Vale, Samantha would probably be. She would tell you all the fantasy. She would Sarah Moss, all the Sarah Moss books. She would probably say, "Oh, you got to read if you're in, you want to read fantasy. You've never read any fantasy lately." She would recommend the Sarah Moss books, and I can't tell you the titles of them right now. So, yeah, I don't care, and they're all like dragon kind of. That's been popular the last few years, dragons and that kind of thing. I just didn't like. I mean, I like Lord of the Rings, and those kind of that's as far as the dragonness goes for me. But Samantha loves all those romance, sexy, dragons. Yeah. So yeah. So I don't care for those. Yeah. I like science fiction, time travel and and science fiction kind of went the way of fantasy, and that's about the time I said, well, you know I just and I kind of quit reading fantasy and got more into mysteries, British mysteries. Of course, I don't mean just like Sherlock Holmes, but I brought up some of my books here that I've read the whole pretty much all of them, like The Beekeeper's Daughter. I can't think of her name right off the back. So I've got 50 different authors rolling around in my head at the moment. So I can't say The Beekeeper's Daughter right off the top of my head. That was the first one in the Mrs. Sherlock Holmes series, maybe 15 years ago that came out, maybe 20. I don't even remember how long, but I loved all those. So, yeah, me too, Laverne. And like I said, I've pulled a lot of these books for you before, and it's just been so many years since I've actually read the books that but one of my favorite ones, and I can't think, I'd have to go down on the shelves, but I think I've got two copies of it. When these young people found, probably in their 20s, and they found, well, I think it was one guy that found it first, and found a place, and it was government. I don't know if he was part of the government thing, conspiracy, or we got our chicken conspiracy, conspiracy chicken right here. um, but anyway, came across a warehouse or something where they were doing some time traveling testing or something. And so he and I think three or four other younger people volunteered, or see, I can't remember the whole thing. It's probably been 25 years, maybe 30, since I read the book. And but I have it downstairs. I've brought it up here to show y'all, but I just can't think of the title off the top of my head. And so they figured, I don't know if they got to volunteer where they went, if they were assigned where they were going to go, but they went back to stop the Titanic from crashing into the iceberg. That was their mission, to go back in time to the Titanic and stop it from crashing into the iceberg. And I've told y'all this story before. So they went back and they met the captain. They, interacted with people, did the whole thing, the whole book. Well, it turns out, spoiler alert, it turns out that by their going back and their interactions with the people on the Titanic caused them to run into the iceberg. So by them going back to try to change time, they actually caused the Titanic to, by their being there and their actions or whatever, to run into the iceberg. See, that's the kind of stories I like. And that's why I like Outlander, going through the stone time thing, time portal. That's my favorite. City on the Edge of Forever is my favorite Star Trek, original Star Trek series show, was the when they go through the time portal back to the 1920s. And so yeah, anyway. So I had a dream I was at the Titanic and say that, because no, you would have caused it, Leona. You would have, and besides, the cell phone wouldn't probably have worked, because what would the connection be to? You know what I mean? Anyway, so those are the kind of books I like Outlander, time traveling, So there's a lot of lot of history. And if you've never read Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series, every book is this thick. And I mean, they get into the details like crazy. And there's a great series. I loved it, but I think I kind of got burned out about book 12, 13. I don't remember. I hadn't read the last three, maybe. But I've seen clips of the show, so I kind of know what happens and all that, as far as anything more current than what I've read up to. But one of my favorite parts in the Outlander, and I think it's in book 1. It could have been Dragonfly and Amber, book 2. I think that was book 2. Anyway, it was in one of those two books that she goes back in time and she meets this woman that's getting ready to go on trial for being a witch back in the day. And so she meets her. She's in jail with her for some reason. I can't remember. But she meets her, and the witch is trying to explain how she's innocent and all this stuff's going on. And then somehow they get in a conversation, and what's her name from Carol? What's her name in Outlander? The heroine's name, the main girl, whatever. I can't think of her name right now. Like I said, I got 50 names running through my mind. But anyway, she looks over at the witch woman, and I can't remember her name either, but she looks over at her. She sees her arm, and she sees a smallpox shot vaccination scar on her arm. So she knows that that witch woman has come back through the portal and come back through time too, because they wouldn't have had a smallpox scar on their arm. It's Claire. Thank you. Yeah, Claire. And thanks, Debbie. And so anyway, those are the kind of books I like. And I do like just plain old mysteries, but I like the British mysteries. I like Scotland Yard. I like, some of the ones that I've written. Mary, I can't think of it right now. But if y'all really want to know, I'll go get the books, and show them to you. But let's go ahead and do some art because, we've been here talking. All right. So anyway, my cards are 3x4 as opposed to 2.5x3.5. ATC sizes are, let me just cut one down to 2.5, just so y'all can see the difference in size. Let me get mine. So 2.5x3.5. They just seem so small to me. And of course, like I said, I've done hundreds of swaps over the years. And let's see, so let's go. Well, I don't know that we need it, Riri. We may not in the future, but at this point we don't. All right, so let me just show you the comparative size. Here's a postcard, which is 4x6. Y'all know I love doing postcard size. I do more postcards probably than even art card, 3x4. I do more postcards than anything these days, just because there's a little more real estate, But here's that's a 3x4, but this is the official artist trading card is 2.5x3.5. It's the same size as a baseball card, a playing card. That's the size of your official artist trading card. But I just like working with a little bit bigger, so I work with a 3x4, and then of course 4x6 is a postcard. So there's the different sizes. These are all 3x4. Okay, and I'll probably do a giveaway here after a while. And I'll have to send something to Kat for her B-day. Got that written down because today's Kat's birthday. Yay! And Terry B is on next Monday. Hi, Mary Art. Good to see you. Mary's been working in her garden. I think she's going to the lake, so she hasn't been streaming a lot lately, sadly. All right, let's see if I can make this just a tiny bit brighter. Let me get my mouse that goes to sleep. Never had that before. I say it every time, but all right, let's just turn this up just a tad. Okay, there we go. So, and I think I'll zoom in. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So if we're going to work on these, I might just really zoom in. Let's see, that's probably pretty close. Now let me refocus. Let's re-autofocus. And then maybe turn. There we go. I'll probably have to keep adjusting it, but I might have got it too flashy. Let's turn that back down just a tad. That might be a little too bright. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go through these different ones and show you the stages that I'm at. For making these. Mary's always busy doing stuff. She is, right, Tina? Hi so much, Carrie. Lake this week. Okay. Yesterday was mowing. Yeah, and you had some bad storms up there that I know you didn't want to stream through. All right, so I have some of these. I did pull some different frames. They're those little chipboard frames. Some of them may even be stickers. I don't know. Some of them may be stickers. Not that it matters really, because I probably won't pull the sticker backing off even if I use them. All right, so then I did these shell ones. I did four shell. Well, I did 2 with some space paper background, and I added the what do you call it, sand dollars to them. And I thought I'd add some astronauts, maybe some stars, maybe some other planets. So these are, kind of at the 3/4 of the way done stage. So hi, Christina. Let's see. Janet, are you streaming today at 1 Eastern? Let's see. Hi, Jane. Who else am I missing? Uh, Let me see what Janet's going to do today. Do you have a plan, Janet, for today? Janet usually doesn't have a plan to the last minute, but I'd just like to be polite and ask her what she plans on doing, even if she may or may not know. I think so. We're having some really. Oh, you're having. I saw that, but it looked like it would have moved through when I watched the morning weather update this morning. The national weather. I thought it had moved through Joplin and was kind of moving out of your area. So you don't have a plan, okay? But I did think of you this morning, Janice. Oh no. Okay, so I did these two and added the what do you call it? The sand dollars. There's those. I'm not going to fit them all in here. We'll just play it with them as we go. This one, I had to add an extra piece, and I fix this stuff. I can add all kinds of fog mist, all the usual kind of stuff. But anyway, let's see. Now I did get it too flashed out. Let's turn it. I'm so zoomed in. I've got to kind of tone down the lighting a little bit. Yes, thank you, Kat. There's Janet goes live at 1 Eastern. New storms coming down from Kansas. Okay. All right. Well, we'll watch for you if you're going to stream or not, depending on the weather. Um, so I just added this little piece right here because I had that it was a torn piece of paper, and I added some shells. So I'm going to do these kind of like space and sea. So that I really like these two. I'm going to add some more like water feature coming up underneath. I got to remember where my camera is here because I'm so zoomed in. Add some more water features, some more stars, a shooting star. Like, let me get a, you know, come on. Let me get my pen working. There we go. So, and then maybe a couple other, you know, um, add some more features and then some water coming across here. I want to get out some paint and stuff, but let me just kind of, let's just go ahead and add some here. Like set it down into some water like this. The other thing that I haven't pulled out for a while to play in is our abandoned books. And I know everybody goes, oh, yeah, but get the abandoned books. I haven't played in them forever. Well, not forever, but it's been a while. And I haven't played in the abandoned books for a while. So this shell, I cut this out of a book. Let's see, do I have it sitting here? This book right here. Cut out in Collage Sea Life. Not sure who puts this out. Figgy Designs. Figgy Designs put this one out, and it's on Amazon, and it's got all kinds of cool sea life in it. And so that's where I got these shells out of. So I cut those out. They're fussy cut out. All right, let's do this one. This is a panda fly white ink pen, which is amazing. The panda flies. They come in silver, gold, and white. I think that's the only colors they come in at this point. Of course, you never know. We'll come out with. Let's see. Do I want this one coming this way? Maybe across the moon, behind the moon. something like that. And we can add more things. Can have little, all kinds of things. Could change it. Ready for that? You'll be ready for what? View. What did I say you'd be ready for? I'll be ready for that, Dee Dee. I don't know what. What will you be ready for, View? Oh, for the abandoned books, View? Yeah, they're all up there. I can't really get them down right now without climbing up on my table and getting them down because they're up here. Hang on, I'll show you what I mean. Where I'm sitting. So where I'm sitting right here. There's the monitor right here. There's my speaker. There's my markers and stuff. There's my abandoned books up here. Up here at the top up there. There's all my abandoned books up here. So to get to those, I have to climb up on the table. All right, so let's see what else we got. Those two going, those two, these two. I think I want something darker going across there, like it's sitting more in dirt rather than water. And they have these little edges that I left on the paper. Just this little edge here. I just left that on there. But we could put some mist in here. So let me get a couple of things here for some paint. Let's see, get some water. Malibu, I know you're sitting down there just dying to come up here. There is not 1 inch of room for you. There's not one. You have to come right up here on the chair. That's why I got this chair. Okay, let's see. I think I want just some dark brown here. Let's get some dark brown, some white, some black. We'll see what else. All right, let's put on a little brown. Don't need too much at a time for these little cards. You know what I mean. Okay, and then some white. And then if we do a little bit of a bucket of stars, I water those down. So if we water down a bucket of stars, and plus I have all my grabbies handy, my grabby acrylic markers handy, paintbrush markers. Those are handy too. So let's put a little black out there. I gotta all that lemon water. I can't leave this sitting here though, because Malibu, as soon as I walk out of the room, she's sitting right down at my feet, waiting to jump up here. So let me take a quick break before we get crack-a-lacking. So let me move the paint because she's gonna jump up here as soon as I get up. All right, BRB. All right, well, she's in the chair now. All right, but I gotta take a quick break. All right, hang on, guys. All right, I'll be right back. She'll probably jump up there and entertain y'all for a minute. Well, you sat in the chair like a good girl. I know. Let Mama get some gold paint out of here. Let's see what we got. Let's go with this one, I think. Maybe a copper too. Maybe a couple colors. Let's get a copper and a gold out. All right. For some borders, some border frame borders. I know. All right. Let me squeeze back in here. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Yep, she had her chance. She's right here. She's jumped up. She's right there. Literally, look, let me show y'all how much room she has. That's it. The rest of the table is full. That's it. That's all she's got. brighten it back up because she's sucking the light out of the room. All right, let's put a little bit of, I've got my black, white, and brown. Let's put a little water in here. She's not going to like this. She does not like it when I squirt water. But I got to water down this bucket of stars for if we want to do any splattering. Okay. But not yet. All right, let me rinse that out. Okay, let's see here. Now, I know I got a... Well, who deserves a treat? Well, I'm not going to go down and get her one right. She gets a treat every day, but I'm not going to go down to the cabinet to get it for her right now. Okay, so let's see here. Let's move these back out. So what I thought is, let's go ahead and do these right here, and then maybe paint gold frames. And I may not like gold frames. They may end up having to be painted over black, but I thought I'd try. I'll paint one gold just to see, what it looks like. So I pulled out a gold and a copper. I could use my mica ink, but this is something everybody can get, is the Deco Art metallics, silver. They come in blue, green, copper, silver, 2 shades of gold. They come in a lot of different colors, and it's the Deco Art Americana Dazzling Metallic. This one is Worn Penny, and this one is Glorious Gold. So I'm going to paint a couple of these little frames, these little card frames. Let's go this way with them, make sure we get them going the right way. And they come with envelopes. I think that I got them at Hobby Lobby. It's their brand, so they go on sale all the time for 40% off. All right, so let's see about doing these two a little bit of something. I need a baby wipe. Where did I put my baby wipes? Over here. Let's pull a couple baby wipes. All righty. Am I missing anything in chat? Dee Dee, did that clump ever grow out of... Oh, yeah, that was years ago, Belinda. And she also had got into the, what do you call it, pan pastels at one time. Yeah, that's all gone. That was some years ago. She is adorable, but, and she thinks I'm sitting here talking to her, right? She doesn't understand that I'm talking to somebody other than her. So I'm doing all this talking, and she goes, my mom is just talking to me. Still with the tour view? Okay. All right. So I think, let me go ahead and put a little, let's see, let me get a little brush over here, a couple little brushes. And let's just put a little bit of shadowing under here. Just kind of, let me see here. I have to zoom in again because we're working tiny. So let's go ahead and zoom in one more. How's that looking? Of course, Malibu's fur is I think that's pretty good. All right, how's that looking, guys? Can y'all see okay there? Let me see, I need to turn let me just tilt. There we go. That's better. Kind of set it down a little in the dirt. She's purring. I know y'all probably can't hear. Microphone's over there. Okay, this brush is a little floppy. It needs to be a little stiffer. Let's make this float a little bit more. Oh, Carrie has a question. Let me scroll back so much. Carrie, looking, scrolling back, scrolling. I'm looking for so much glitter. Has anyone tried those grabby markers? Yes, that's ones I just showed. And so, Carrie, if you have any questions for me, I mean, I know you were just asking in general, but if you have to put it in caps if you want me to see it. I have the grabby dual tips. So there's, I think it's, I don't know how many colors. I throw the boxes away, but there's two different colors on each marker, so you get twice as many. I think 36 markers. Let me see. I don't know. Do you want me to count them? Because I don't remember how many are in a set. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 5, 34, 35, 37, 39, 42, 43, 44, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 55, 60. Okay, so there's 60 markers. So with 60 markers, that's 120 colors. Is that correct? I think there's 120 colors because they're dual tipped. Okay, so let me just show you all the colors there. I kind of bundle them up like here's yellow, oranges, and browns. These are the greens. Here are the blues. Oh, well, I didn't show you both sides because they're different colors on either side. Okay, two different colors on either side. So these are the grabby dual tip brush. Make sure you get brush. If you buy any acrylic markers or any water-based, any markers, alcohol markers, buy the brush tips. I mean, I can't say that enough. Buy the brush tips. Okay, here's some grays and neutrals, gold, silver. Okay, and then here's the purples. All right, so there's those. And I did pull them to use, so maybe we will use those. All right, where was I? Where's my stuff? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I was like, where did it go? All right. Quick math. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back with these. And just kind of set them down in the dirt here on this planet. I need some water. I need a little. Oops. Oh, great. I dropped it in there. Hang on. Let me clean up my mess. I dropped my little thing in the. All right. Fresh baby wipe. Malibu, you're really in my way. Okay. All right. Water. I just needed some water. Is this close enough for you guys? Hi, Judy. Yeah, I don't know if Kat has those markers or not. Carrie, I don't know if she has them. All right, so there's a little bit of setting it down in the ground there. All right, now, do I want some extra planets or do I want something else? I like the simplicity of this. I really do. And these two, I like these two as well. All right, let's see. The zoom is good. Okay. Someone says closer. Someone says zoom is good. If I get any closer, we're going to lose clarity, and then I can't show you more than one or two cards. Maybe I'll just leave it here and just hold them up as we go. All right, because this one I had to add a little, there was a torn edge there, so I'm going to put a mist coming through there. I kind of want some mech. I want some mechanic stuff in here. Maybe I need to get out a little steampunk book. Let's see here. Let's see. Where's my steampunking? Here's one. Maybe I can pull something out of this one. Retro Steampunk Junk Journal Pages. This is a Poor Toast book. I showed it a couple weeks ago, I think. Bye, Asa. Thanks for stopping in. Let's move that out of the way. Let's move. Where's my splatter? Is she laying in my white paint? Oh, here it is. Need that. I'll show you all the other cards in just a minute. I want to work on these two, and then I'll go through all the cards, and we'll see what else we want to do. All right, so I just need some neck here. And I could pull it off of different watch parts or different things, but let's see. Here we go. I'm just going to pull a sheet out here, kind of like that. I'll have to lose the cat, but that's okay. All right, I don't need too much. I just need a couple little pieces, you know, and then I can alcohol marker them to make them darker if I want. I just want a little bit of neck in there. Let's see. Scissors. All right, let's see. See, now because I'm so zoomed in, you can't see me doing all this stuff. Let's see here. Let's pull a little of this, maybe. Okay. I like that, but I want a little piece of something right there. Maybe that can go there. Okay. Let's go with, no, that's too much the same size. I need something just a little bigger. Maybe this piece of copper color right up there. Let's go with this. I could also get out watch parts, you know, watch images. Kind of like that. Let's see, do I want it like that? Okay, I think I'll do that. And this. And then, all right, let's glue that down first. All right. Okay, I want that right there. I don't know how fascinating this is to watch, doing the little art cards, but it was something I wanted to do today. All right, let's trim that off. That. Okay, if I wanted a little bit more vibrant, although this is pretty muted back here, don't know how much more vibrant it really needs to be. Maybe this could be a little bit more silver or gray. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get out. Now I have let's see here. I got a silver and a gold. That won't be too bright. I don't want it too bright. I just want a little touch of something here. Let's see. Malibu, what? You got the hiccups? Okay. Maybe a little silver in here. Okay, let's see if they go up a little bit more. Okay. So you can see I added a little silver. Oops, I need a little bit. Let's fix that a little. There we go. All right. So got a little silver in there. Now let's just dry it. Riri. I love you. Well, and you can do, I think, see, if I watch somebody doing this, I think I can get so many ideas, just how to lay down some water or some dirt underneath. That right there, I'd watch the whole thing just for those kind of tips. Do you know what I mean? All right. So now I want a little bit of splatter. So now let's go ahead and see if that's wet enough there. Where's my other brush? Here we go. See, is that wet enough? And I tap it off, and I keep my hand over because it's going to go everywhere. And then I want just a little. Oops, see, that's too big. But while it's wet, we can wipe it away. Now there's no matte medium on these, so when you put any kind of paint down or anything, you got to be quick because there's no matte medium to resist the paint, if you will. So you're going to have to be quick if you want to remove anything. Okay, so there's a little bit there, not too much. There we go, like that. Same thing for these two. Just a little extra dark, brighter stars. Maybe a little down here in the water area. Okay, now I want to take off that big one right there. Okay. All right, now we'll let these dry for a minute while I show you the other ones, and then I'll do some mist coming through them. Like right across that crack right there, I'm going to have some mist come across. Okay, that one. That one. Let's put a little bit more. There we go. Don't want that one right there in the middle. And this one. A little bit more right there. Okay, let me rinse my brush. All right. I just have to keep all this paint and water stuff away from Malibu. Roll over and roll right into this. You know what I mean? All right, let me see. The crack looks like a meteor. It kind of does, but I'm going to have mist coming through. All right, so now I got to let these sit for a minute. So let me just kind of move them over here to the side. So it'll just take a second for those little thin drops to dry. All right, gold and silver here. Got that grabby paint. All right, let's see. She can't spread out anymore. She's already kind of inching her way over. All right, so now let me just show you the other things that I got. And like I said, I pulled these frames and I got these two frames, but I also want to paint. I'll paint a gold one and a copper one just to see what I can put the stuff in there and compare and see if I like it. Let's cut this down so it's not so in my way. There we go. All right. So we're going to do that here in just a second. Paint those. All right. Move all that over there. Okay. So let me just go through all the other ones that I already showed you these two. I kind of like it this way, but I kind of like it this way too. This way it looks like they're coming out from behind something. This way it looks like they're coming up over the horizon. So I kind of like both ways. So I'm not sure which way I want to go with it. This way looks like it's supposed to be this way. Do you know what I mean? Like this is supposed to be this way. All right. Then I did 3 postcard size ones. Well, I haven't finished them. They're in different stages. But here's one. and it's very muted. It's kind of dusty looking. It looks a little foggy, a little misty. It's not really dark and clear, but that's by the design of the paper. So it looks misty on purpose. Okay. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you so much. I have your address, right, Pamela? I'll have to send you one of my art cards from today. I forget where you are international, Pamela, but I'm pretty sure I have your address, right? I mean, I've sent you stuff before, correct? Thank you, Pamela. Let me write you down. And art card. I'm going to write you down for art card. Thank you so much. Let me click on you here. There. Yes, Sweden. Okay, that's right. Pamela and Sweden. Because we have a couple Pamelas. So when you tell me Sweden, I know which one you are, and I have your address. Oh, dang it, I dropped that. Let me get up and go up under my chair. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Pamela. I will send you one of these cards that we do some from today. Okay, let's see here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Right, Devin? Thank you. All right, let's see. The sand dollar one looks like a city way off in the distance. And that's the thing. That's what I love about these kind of things. Any kind of surrealism is you can imagine things yourself. You can imagine whatever, you know. All right, so there's that one that's in progress. This one, I'm piecing it together, so it's still, you know, I did add a shell on both of these because his papers were so colorful. I added these colorful shells. Like it looks like something landed. Look, see the little trees over here and the little water. Maybe make some more water or some more waterfall or something else in there. Even some astronauts floating around. This one has to be painted in. So I got those two on the go. Postcard. That's the only postcard size ones I worked on over the weekend. So we'll see about that. And if y'all missed it, where did I put it? The larger ones that I did over the weekend. Let's see here. Let me put it on a piece of black cardstock so they show up. I did show them earlier. So I worked on this one. And I know it's going to probably flash out and do all kinds of weird stuff. But this one with the pyramids, where I believe that it used to be water around the pyramids and all in that whole area. So I put some shells there. So I have that one going. Then I got this one. I need to add some, oops, goes this way. I want to add some clouds and mist. Like, let me see, where's my white? I could probably just sit here and do this. Oh, that's not the white. That's not the one. That's the watered down. The watered down one is for the stars. It's the non-watered down one. And I do need to put, I'm going to use this. I need to get some. Let's get out some. That's a good color that matches. A little bit of the moody blue is that color blue right there. See, you learn to match colors up pretty quick. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit of the blue, a little bit of the white. And let's just see here if we can do some clouds and some thing going. Oh, I don't need that. We'll just get paint all over that. So I want to do some. Let's get some clouds coming across here. See, just a little bit of cloud. And there's no matte medium on these. These are just glued down with my, what do you call it? Glitter glue, art glitter glue. So there's not a coating now. This is one of the things when you do these kind of collages on cards or bigger or like when I do my discs, the benefit of using my golden matte medium to glue everything down is that then you can go back and remove paint real easy, but it's not going to do that if you don't have the matte medium on it. So having the golden matte medium has the benefit of you being able to manipulate the paint a lot easier and a lot more efficiently and a lot more cool effects if there's matte medium on here. If there's no matte medium, you're kind of left to the paint's devices, if you will, as to how much you can manipulate the paint. Because it's not going to, once it hits that paper, once it hits this paper without any matte medium, this is very important. So write this down if you're into any of this stuff. If it doesn't have matte medium coating your work, which I usually do to glue everything down, is with the golden matte medium, you're not going to be able to move paint. It's going to hit the paper and almost immediately start drying. And you're not going to be able to take your baby wipe and move it around and stuff like that, like you can if it's got the matte medium on it. Okay. So then down here, I want a little bit of this color too. Let's just kind of put a little bit down here so that I can have the clouds kind of coming through here a little bit. Okay. So this one's coming up out of the water here. This one's coming down from the sky. Okay, that's all I got done on this one. This needs a little bit of a touch up with a alcohol marker to get rid of the white line, or it could leave it there, but I kind of want to get rid of the line. But anyway, so there we go. So I did that. Could actually go either way, but it could be the water going this way, or it can be coming out of, I designed it to go this way, but it's one of those that could go either way. Thank you, Marilyn. So I worked on that one. And so you can see what it looks like on black. And again, it's a little flashed out, but because I'm so zoomed in, but there we go. Okay. All right, so there's that one. And then I did a couple other ones. Okay, this one, I haven't done too much with it other than I did pick a bunch of different images from 5 or 6 different places, books, images, magazines. And so they're all from different places. So there's this one. And again, this needs some sitting it down in the water. Like, let me see here. Let me get my brush here. And I can set this down. Can even have some maybe coming out of the crystal there. But again, there's no matte medium on this. So once I put this down, there's really no taking it away like you can and blend with matte medium on there. Okay. So maybe another little piece up here. So you're making the little waterfalls come out of the crystal. And I could do this also with the panda fly gel pen as well. Make nice little thin little lines coming in. Maybe have a little bit of a splash up. You'll see that. So there's that one. And then this last one's one of the creepy evil ones. So again, let me fix the lighting because it's kind of big and it's sucking up the light. Let's turn the brightness. There we go. So this one I'm still working on and painting. You can see the background here. There's some creepy hills and mountains and stuff going on there. So these are all in progress. So there's that one. Okay, so that's what's going on there. My brush. All right, now let me show you the other cards that I got in progress here. Okay, this one, fussy cut. All this is fussy cut. Get some of the paint off here. And so, and of course, I could outline these with, white. White would be kind of cool. I think I'm going to put them in frames, but I just want to show you that you can take some paint and we could border it in white. And I like it irregular, so there we go. You can also use the DAP, and I don't have one handy right in front of me, but you could also use DAP spackle to make it dimensional. So just like I have just paint around here, you could use DAP and do the same thing I just did here, just with your finger, go around it and make you a little irregular frame of DAP spackle and let it dry overnight, and then you can paint over the spackle. I know I've shown y'all some of my ATCs where I've done that. And I also said that was my very first stream. It was on Ustream, though, not on YouTube. But my very first stream was making DAP edged ATC cards. That was my very first stream. Okay, let's see. Am I missing anything? Scrolling. Hi, Faithful Mass. Good to see you. Scrolling back to see if did I say hi to you, Christina? Do you put down matte medium before paint on the abandoned books? I glue things down with the matte medium. I don't necessarily just put a coat of matte medium down over the whole thing and let it dry, if that's what you're talking about, Christina. What I do is I will, let's just say this is out of the book, and I want to glue something down. I'll put some matte medium right there, and I'll put the matte medium on the back of the image, put it down, and go over the thing. When I'm done, I'll there'll be matte medium pretty much over the whole thing by the time I'm done gluing, because I'm gluing all over the abandoned books. So there's matte medium over everything. Is it edge to edge, corner to corner? No, it's wherever I'm gluing things down and working. But here's the thing, it ends up being pretty much over everything. And after it dries, I varnish them. So they're going to be gloss at the end of the day, not matte. But the matte medium being on your surface allows you to manipulate your acrylic paint that just plain paper does not allow you to do. And then especially in the abandoned books, you're starting out with a shiny book. Okay. So your books are shiny in the abandoned books. Now, not all books that we do this kind of stuff in are shiny, but the abandoned books are shiny. And color pencil will not go over shiny books, but it will go over matte medium. So if you have matte medium all over your book and let it dry, then you can add color pencil and other things. I hope that makes sense. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's move this. Let me show you the rest of the cards that I'm working on. So yeah, so we can do something like this, just because it kind of matches the wave effect there, We could put a little UFO flying up there. And then this one, and what was the other one I kind of had going kind of together? This one was kind of with another something. Well, anyway, we'll just go through them. So I got this one, and again, I'm going to put some more things, but see, it's shiny. Now, color pencil's not going to go on that. So if I want to add color pencil detail, I need to go over this with matte medium because color pencil won't go over it. So, all right, so there's that one. The sky. You talking to me? You talking to me? See, this one right here needs it needs a like a star shine here. And you don't have to make them all serious. You can have things fun and playful. You know, we could give him a little bit more life in his eyeballs. There. Oh my goodness. All right, then there's this one. And it could go either way too. It could go this way because it's kind of got like a string, which doesn't have to be there. But I kind of went for it upside down, like it's almost on a stick. And again, you could put a little star shine coming off his finger. There's that one. This one is from a sea urchin, but see, it's shiny. So you can't add color pencil easily to it. You can scrub some down, but you know, you have to, it's better if you do it with matte medium so you have more options, right? But I just wanted to play with some and have some ready for today. So yeah, this little guy, he could be floating. We could have him have some kind of a mist coming around behind him, like he's kind of, let's see here. So let's get a little bit of baby white. Get a little bit of white paint here. Mash it into my finger. Now again, I'm going to have one shot at this because there's no matte medium on this. So if I mess it up, it's no big deal. But, you know, I can't go back and wipe it off like you could with matte medium. Okay? So if I want him to have some kind of mist coming around this way, let's put him a little bit more coming around this way, like he's kind of coming down into the mist there, like that. See? Okay. Same thing for, what was the other one? Nah, we'll leave that alone. Okay. For now. Then we got this guy here. And again, in the seaweed. This little fish by the UFO. Need some more shooting stars and things. Yes. I did a sea and space vibe over the weekend. This guy. So I put him in with these sea urchins. It's all fussy cut, but you see, I fussy cut up to a point, but then if, you know, and I could have got in there with my scissors, but it's easier for me just to go in there with, like, let's see here, gray. Probably this blue gray, maybe. Let's see. And paint out things rather than try to fussy cut too much into, say, you don't have to fussy cut right up in little tiny in between fingers or anything like that. You can paint it. Okay. And I'll add other things. That's why I pulled my sea and space stickers, because I'm going to go back through these while I look through the sticker books so you can see how I kind of select things. There's this little guy. And see, there's some little drop of paint or something there, which I can just, well, there, I scraped it off, but I could paint over that. Or like he needs some little, antennae. Okay. And let's see what else we got here. This one. And this is on heavy 110 weight cardstock, cut down. I get it Hobby Lobby, 110 weight. So it's extra thick cardstock. And wait till it goes 40% off, because then, it might be $21 for a pack this thick, 200 sheets. I'm not sure. But if you wait till it's 40% off, then, and then you just cut it down to whatever size you want. Art card, ATC, postcard. Cut it down yourself. You don't need to buy cut down, cut thing. You can just cut it down yourself. This one. So this was just a little cutout, and I put them in the under the sea. So I'm still playing with them there. Some more maybe a couple more little stars here and there. Give them a little bit more of a outline of light hitting the side of them. Bye, Devin. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, and this one. And then these two you saw already, which could have some, shooting stars in them. If I go this angle. And maybe one down here. That. And see, it's barely making a mark because this is shiny. So color pencil doesn't like to go on it. It gave me a little bit of a, not as much as it would have if I would have had matte medium. Okay. This could have water coming down. I might do that. Let's do that. Let's play with that. So let me get a different brush. Let's see, what brush do I want here? That one. Use this brush here. Aren't they fun, Rainbow? Then when that dries, I can add a little bit more with maybe the Panda Fly gel pen. I'm going to paint a couple little frames real quick so we can compare different color frames. Something like that. Oh, thanks, Val. All right. All right, let's see. Let's kind of wave them. If I turn on the heat gun, Malibu's going to go flying. So let me just kind of wave them, waft them for a second to dry them. Let's see. Lisbeth, hello. If I missed you. They are made with, no, these are not stickers yet. I'm going to pull some stickers, though. These are made from just collage elements. Different, like some of it's made, I pulled a couple. Here's some steampunk stuff. Here's, this is some of the sea life things that I cut out. Okay. But I do have some stickers at the ready, which we want to go through in a minute. I pulled these seashore stickers here. I pulled these stickers, which if I use them, though, I cut off the white edge. And I also pulled these two space sticker. Well, it's the same book, but I've used them both. I mean, these are 10 years old. And so you can see they're really used a lot. So anyway, I pulled those to use. But everything else is from like these bigger ones here. Like, let me pull that one back here. Like this one right here. This is one book here. That's a different book. She's out of a different book. This is out of a seashell book. This is out of a different collage book. This is out of a scene from space, piece of earth. So this is out of a whole bunch of different pieces of things. So they come from all different things. Are you ready to get down now? You ready to get down? All right, let's go. Let's at least come over here on the chair so Mama can get out a piece of paper to paint these frames with. All right, so I think that's all of the ones that I did over the weekend to play with. I was going to do something with these real quick. I was going to take the Panda Fly white gel pen and just put a couple little extra thin just to have a few little more line details there. Could have a couple extra stars or planets. Could make these in color too. Like that. But now I want to paint a frame or two. Let's see how I'm going to do this to protect it from getting all right, so well, it won't matter if it's on the inside because that's going to be covered up with a card. So let's see. I wanted to do some gold because I was thinking of these. I'm shaking up this is metallic deco art. This one is glorious gold. Okay, let's see if I can just use it out of the cap here. I don't need much. Just a dollop. There we go. All right, let's see. I need a little bit bigger brush. Let's see. Okay. Thanks, Pamela. All right, so let's see. Where's the opening? Here. I might have to put 2 coats. We'll see. Like I said, it really doesn't matter if I get it on here because that's where the card's going, but I don't want to glub it up so much that it shuts, it glues that down. So let's do a couple coats. Let it dry and put another coat on. I'm trying to be a little neat with it, but get some on my hands there. Okay, so we'll let it dry. We'll do a couple of them just so I have, while one's drying, we can work on this next one. Because I might put both of these in gold. We'll see. Elizabeth, are you talking to me? You see beautiful books. I'm not sure. Alrighty. So we'll do some giveaways here in a little bit. We'll give away a couple of these cards in a little bit. Oops, got a little on the back there. Oh well. All right. There's one coat. Welcome back, Jane. Working and lurking. So hi to Judy. Am I missing anybody coming in? Thanks everybody for being here. All right. Malibu's now in the chair next to me, but I don't want to turn on the heat gun because she'll be, flying out of here. I'll just kind of waft them for a second. Team lurking view. All right, so let's see. It's dry, so let's go ahead and put another coat. Some people say, oh, I don't like to do this. I need to speed up my video. I need to edit out because y'all don't want to watch paint dry. Well, y'all know, first off, I don't do videos. I only do lives. So there is no editing at all. There's no editing at all. You get what you get. And, but when I'm watching people's videos, I don't mind watching somebody paint. Do y'all? And I figure if you're watching the recording, you can just speed past it. Just speed past it. Slide that little bar. Doesn't bother me to watch people paint. That's why we're a crafty channel, art and craft, right? Okay, so there we go. That looks pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and see. Can you tell the difference between the two? What's the 2 coats? See, with 2 coats. Now, if I speeded past that, you would not have noticed that. I'm just being funny. And this is just a test. I had these little frames sitting next to my blank cards that I'd already cut down. So I said, well, let's just go ahead and use them. Use them today. Use these little frames. Plus, I'm going to also show y'all. Y'all can tell me what you think. Do we like it like this? Let me clean my brush. Or do we like the little chipboard frames? Cleaning my brush. All right, sip of lemon water. Thank you, Vale. Vale, are you out of the hospital yet? Thank you so much. Let me get my mouse moving here. Thank you, Vale. I'm going to write you down for a thank you. Let's see. Are you out of the hospital, Vale? I hope so. Thank you, Vale. Hi, Fire Horse. Who else am I missing? I said hi to Marilyn. Trying to check on Vale if she's out of the hospital. I'm not seeing her answer. Okay, put that over there with my little Post-it notes. All right, so I got these frames, but I also had picked out, some of these chipboard frames. Let's get a couple here. Let's see. I want the kind of plain ones like that. Some more over here. All right, what do y'all think? And I could add some gold to these, but it does cover up some of the card itself with the chipboard frames. So y'all tell me what you think. You still in the hospital, Vale? Okay, well, get well. Let's see. Y'all keep Vale in y'all's thoughts and prayers. Okay, we can add some gold to these. And again, there's a little bit of, whenever I see where they've been like punched out of something, I try to, sand that down. Hi, Pam. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of, I'm not going to try to cover it with gold. I'm just going to put a little bit of gold. Then y'all can tell me which ones y'all think look the best with the cards. Okay, I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of shimmer right along the frames here. Not much. Look, I'll let y'all compare the difference. Okay, so there's see the little bit of gold compared to none gold. It's still shiny, but it's not, see the gold in there? So let's put a little bit on this one. Like I said, I'm not trying to cover up the whole frame. I'm just trying to add a little bit of gold shimmer. And y'all can tell me which ones you think looks the best in a frame. Or which frame, rather. Okay, there we go. Anybody else? Cherry Blossom Fairy, good morning. Thanks for being here. Who else am I missing? All right, so here's our choices. All right, now I can put that in there. I don't want that to dry shut, but I'll put one in one and one in the other. And you can tell me which one looks the best to y'all. Now, remember, this frame right here is going to cover up some of the card because it's, it's a thicker chipboard. I think it's going to be the other one because this is going to cover up too much. That covers up too much. I can tell just by looking at it. Look. See? It covers up too much, right? Covers up too much right down there. So these frames are going to have to be with something else. But this looks pretty good. Let's see. If I put them in here, let's see, which way would it go? It would go this way. Hang on. Do I have that one going the right way? No, it's got to go the other way. because it would open this way. Okay. And I'll tape it down so it fits, you know. Okay. What do y'all think? Do you think it looks better in gold? Now I'm going to do a black one too. Y'all can tell me if you think it'd look better with a black frame. Come on. Let's fit up under there. Okay. All right, there it is with the gold frame. All right, let me see if y'all are saying anything. Scrolling. Hard House. Did I say hi to you? Hard House. Beth. Hi, Beth. Yeah, the bigger frame. Yeah, because it covers up too much of the other. But now, do we want black or gold? What do y'all think? We can have gold. I mean, we could have black as well. Let me just get my black view. So instead of painting it, I'll just get a little black viewfinder. Oh wait, maybe I have a small enough little mat over here to use as a tester. No, these are too big. Those are postcard size. But you can be able to tell here which would look better, because then I'll paint. I'll paint some black ones if you think they'll look better with black. Hang on, let's get that in there. All right, I don't want to tape them in yet. All right, so there they are with gold. Okay, there's gold. But do you think it would look better with a black frame? No, I think it's going to look better with the gold, don't you? What do y'all think? Does it look better with a black? Of course, it would be skinnier. Does it look better with black or gold? Now, if we did the black, we could edge it with gold still. But I'm thinking the gold. What do y'all think? The gold? I'm thinking the gold best, yeah. All right, well, that settles that. I just wanted to use this as just to test the black color. All right. Well, then, let's go ahead and get some... Hang on. Let me get my double-sided tape. Y'all like the gold? Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and put a little double-sided tape with my painty fingers. Malibu finally is leaving. She's been sitting right up next to me. Okay, hang on, I got to get this right up next to my face to do this. Get it straight in here. Okay, hang on. Come on, fit right up under there now. There you go. Okay. Did it go up far enough? No, it did not. All right, hang on. I got to take it back out. It's a little fussy. All right, there we go. There's one. Come on. Okay. Now, let me get a Sharpie fine point so I can initial them. Do I have one in here? Do I got to go in the other room? Ah, here we go. Sharpie pen. All right, let's see. Okay. A little initial down there in the corner. Okay. I think they look kind of cool, right? I don't think they need anything else. I was going to think maybe a little astronaut walking right there, but I don't know. I don't know that it needs anything else on these particular ones. I'm going to flip through my sticker book here and just kind of see if anything catches my eye. But I'm thinking this looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's going to be quite tiny enough, even if I liked the image. So I think I'm going to leave these two like this. So we'll give these two away. Oh, I'm going to put this lid back on here before this dries out. All right. So I think the frames are going to be out of the question because they're all going to be too small for the art cards because they're going to cover up too much. Like, let's just take one here. See, it's going to cover up too much. Although he looks like he should be on the mantle of your fireplace, right? Oh my goodness. See, they're all going to be they're too small of an opening for what these are for. So we'll have to go with these. All right, so there's two. Now let's see what other two. So I want to give two. Let's see. So let me go through them again. Let's see what I want to work on. Oh, we got these over here. Okay, we already got these halfway done. And we got these. Need some mist on these. These could have some kind of a little space something going on because this is going to be misted. But it could have something, something on them. What do y'all think? Let's see. I'm going to just kind of flip through here. Look at this and look at this, and kind of see. Kind of have some little astronauts in there. But again, I don't know that any of these are going to be small enough. Well, that one I could cut him out. Might be small enough. That one would be small enough. Let's just try one. Let's just see what we think. Come on. Let's just try one and see what we think. Or are you going to even be able to tell it's an astronaut when I cut it out? That's the thing about the art cards being so small. All right, let's see. I don't know. Can you even tell he's an astronaut? I won't stick him down. I'll just kind of set him there for a minute. What do y'all think? Can you even tell it's an astronaut or just looks like some mech something? What do y'all think? Needs a lemur, Beth. Not chatting because, okay, all right, Dot. You're itching? Oh, well, I'm sorry. What do y'all think? Y'all think it needs a little astronaut there? I don't think it needs to be the ones in the water. It would have to be on these two. It'd have to be kind of, I don't know. I just don't like him in particular. Let's see what else we can have. We got these little rovers. The little rovers might be good because then you'd assume that there's something even smaller on the inside. I think I might go with these rovers. Let's see here. All right. The astronaut, you just can't tell what he is. All right, let's try this. Let's try these. Hang on, I'm going to cut these out. All right. We'll do a giveaway here in a minute. They're very fussy. Shh, 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 shh. Okay. It's a little hard to see what they are, but it gives you a little mech in there. Gives you a little scale, you know, something very, very small, the shells are very large. So it gives you a nice scale, which in, you know, collage is cool to do a variation in scale. Now, I will glue them down with art glitter glue because I never trust sticker glue. And neither should you. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, art glitter glue. Come on, mouse. Oh, good grief. Okay. Okay. All right, I like that. Now, a little bit of mist. All right, let's see what we can do with the mist. Let me get a fresh baby wipe. Okay. Thank you, Vale. All right, let's see how I want this to. So I want to cover up that little bit of a crease there. We'll go this way with it. And then down this way. There we go. Maybe a little bit right there. How's that look? It'll be quick because there's no matte medium on here. I'm going to come around behind that building. Okay. All righty. I like those two. Now they need to be in a gold frame as well. So I know y'all don't want to sit here and watch me do that, do you? But they need to be in a gold frame. But let me just show you what they'll look like, so you don't have to sit here and watch me paint the gold frames, because I'm going to do these as well. Do I want? I think I want a little. Someone missed something here. I thought about doing some kind of astronaut something on this too, but I think I'm kind of just liking it like this. like that. Just a little bit of a misty bit like that. That's all it really needs, I think. Okay. Alrighty. So I think I'm going to do that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just show you what they look like in a gold frame. These are already taped down, but you can be able to see what they look like. Look, see. Or do you think they look better in a white frame? Here, let's do one in white and one in gold. What do y'all think? Do you like it better in white? This particular one, white or gold? What do you think? Do you like it in white better? Almost kind of do. But what do you think? Where did you get that building? Which building? I don't know which building. You mean that right there? It probably came out of a Portos book. All right, so I'm seeing gold and white. White, white, white. You like this one in white? I kind of do too. I think, all right, so this one I think we're going to go with white. Here's the thing. If you get it, you paint it gold if you want, okay? Because I'm giving these two away. All right, I'll take pictures of them and everything. All right, I'm going to leave those in. I'm going to put those in white. We'll keep these in gold. Okay. All right, now wait a minute. And then, because I'm going to give 2 US, 2 international. So that might be just that. And then these, I don't know if I want to put these in black or gold. They look kind of good in white too. What do y'all think? Does this one look better in gold or white? This one kind of looks better in white too. I kind of like this better in white. What do you think? All right, well, here's the thing. Here's the dealio. Maybe black with these. Oh, well, here's the deal with this, okay? I'm going to leave it white because here's the thing. This set right here, these are going to Cheshire Cat for her birthday. So I'm not even going to tape them down. I'm just going to leave them white. I'll just stick them inside. And if she wants to paint them black, gold, or leave them white. So these two are going to Cheshire Cat for her birthday. My mods get special treatment. So these two are going to Cat for her birthday. Okay. So, and let me go ahead and sign them while I'm thinking about. Let me initial them. Here we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. I think they look better without the. You know what? I'm gonna remove my signature. I'm gonna put it on the back. It distracts too much. I'll put it on the back. I'll sign them on the back. So these two are gonna go to Cat. The little frames I got at Hobby Lobby in a little bundle. Okay. All right. So those are gonna go to Cat for her birthday. Okay, so Pam's saying that Cheshire Cat needs to join the Harley's birthday club. Oh, well, don't invite me, Pam. Don't invite me. Just invite Dar. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to give these two away. Let me... I'm going to stick these in here. All right, hang on. I'm not going to tape these down. I'm just going to kind of stick them in here. All right, they're going to float. So let me just put them like this for now. All right. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm teasing you, Pam. I want to see a laugh. I want to see a giggle. I want to see a giggle, Pam. All right, so here we go. We're going to do 2 US, 2 international. Okay, these I'm going to do US and we'll do these international. Okay, so this is how they go. Let's see. And I'll put them in another card, in a card, in a card. You know what I mean? Are you happy? Okay, Pam. Okay, so these two will be international and these two will be US. And then I'm going to work on some, if y'all missed them, where's my little pile here? Let me show you my little pile of let me go back through my little pile real quick just so y'all can kind of see. These are all in progress, right? These are all in progress. Whoops. So they're not bordered. They're not, nothing else has been done to them except a background and an image and a little bit of maybe like I add a star shine, I added a little glow on his antenna. And I added his antenna, but I haven't really done too much. This is some sea urchin with the astronaut. Then this one goes this way. And this one goes this way. So yeah, I'll play around with these some more as well. And then I got a couple over here that I'm working on as well in postcard size. So yes, we got some stuff going on today. All right, so let's go ahead and do international only first. Okay, and they're similar. I'm just going to, whoever gets one, I'm just going to give y'all one. I'll just randomly pick one. Okay, because they're similar enough. All right, let's move all this stuff out of the way. Where's a Sharpie marker? Here we go. All right, here we go. Now, this is how it works. Oh, thank you, Christina. Okay, so international only. That means anyone outside the U.S. International only. 1 to 100. Wait till I type in go. When I type in go, put in a number between 1 and 100. First 2 people closest without going over. Where's my iPad? First 2 people without going over. And also, Vale and Pamela in Sweden, I will be making you up a card as well for the super chats. So thank you for the super chats. Y'all will be getting one of these when I finish them up. So I'll try to finish some more of these up. So super chatters till they run out, we'll get some of those. Okay? All right. So when I type in go, and remember, if you get an ad or something, you come back, click the little red dot so that it jumps you back, keeps you up to, real life. And also make sure you have all messages clicked above the chat line, your chat, above the chat. Okay. All right. No. Let's get down now. Let's stay here on the chair for a minute. Just for a minute, please. Let me get my mouse back to life. Oh, it's annoying. Okay. All right. When I type in go, international only, 1 to 100, first 2 people closest to a random.org. Okay. International only. Let me bring up random here. And I did come across this girl that, well, let's see if when I get done with Random Dollar, if I can get back to her because it's on my iPad. If I can bring it back up, I wanted to shout out somebody I found on YouTube that's pretty cool. Hi, Raul. Raul. Thanks everybody for being here. Don't dilly dally, dawdle, or lollygag. I'm trying to get this done here by 11:30. Yes, Malibu, you are fine there on the chair. All right. Get your numbers in. I'm going to count down. Good to see you, Raul. Hard House, I say hi to you. Good morning. Sweet lady, good to see you. Anybody else I missed coming in? Thanks, everybody, for being here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. International only. 18. First two people closest to 18 without going over. If everybody went over, I'll pick a new number. 18 without going over. Let me scroll back. 18 without go. Oh, Terry Brett got it right on the nose. So Terry Brett's going to get one. Terry B, which is, that's not next week's Terry's birthday. Terry Brett's going to get one. And who else came closest without going over? Raul has one. Did anybody get closer to 18 than Raul? Terry got 18. And Raul, did Raul? Okay, and Raul. Okay, there you go, Raul. You're going to get one too. You can give it to the missus if you want. Little, whatever. Okay, so there we go. So Terry, Brett, and Raul got those. Now we're going to do the same thing for USA only. Okay, same exact rules apply. Wait till I type in go. USA only, 1 to 100. First two people closest without going over. Okay, you're welcome, Terry. Okay. All right, there we go. I see you, Malibu. Just a minute. We'll be done in just a minute. Okay. USA only. First two people closest to the new random.org number. Okay. And then the other two that I did earlier are going to Kat for her birthday. These two. Well, where'd the other one? Where'd it go? Oh, I dropped it. Ugh. These two are going to go to Kat for her birthday. My mod Kat. Those are going to go to her for her birthday. Okay. And then Pamela and Vale, I'll give y'all one of the ones that I'm working on over there. All right, get your numbers in. Don't dilly-dally, dawdle, or lollygag. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, Malibu, let's get down. Get down. Get down, baby. Come on. 1. Okay, new number. Well, let's see here. Let's get over here to random. There we go. Here we go. 43. First two people closest to 43 without going over. 43. Let's see. Don P had 43, but let's see if anybody got it first. It's the first two people closest without going over. So it looks like Don P had 43. So Don P. And is it Sweet Lady with 42? I think it's Sweet Lady. Now, Sweet Lady, I know I've had your address in the past, but maybe you could just send it to me again. Because it's been a while, I think, since I've sent you anything. I want to make sure I have your address. Sweet Lady had 42. Okay? So send me your address again, Sweet Lady, just to make sure. Okay? Here's my email again. And maybe you haven't moved and maybe everything's good, but I don't want to, send it to the wrong place. So resend me your address right there, Sweet Lady. And I've got Don P's. Okay, so there we go. There's all the cards. What else was I going to do here? I was going to do something else. What else was I going to do? Oh, I was going to try to show you this. Let me see if I can get back. Here it is. I saw her on. I saw her on. What do you call it? I don't want that. Here we go. Let me go to her official channel or her official site. She has a YouTube channel. So I don't have the YouTube channel right in front of me, but it's the same name. Her name is India Hannah Pixie. Okay, and this is her website. But she does um, needle punch, I think is what it's called. She does these needle punch, beautiful work. And she does like she's in UK somewhere. I don't even remember where in UK she is. Um but she does beautiful punch work and she shows how she shows working on stuff and she goes to thrift shops over there, they're called charity shops, shows her shopping at charity shops, but her name is India Hannah Pixie on YouTube. So go follow her on YouTube. I just happen to have her website rather. I just happen to have her website here, so I wanted to show it to y'all as well. So she makes, and these are kind of big. These are about like this big. They're pretty big. And so she makes these all by hand. Dee Dee, where did you get the little robot and spaceships from? Those came out of this book. This one, I think. Space Explorer, cut out in collage Space Explorer. This one. Okay, and it's not a pour toast. I'm not sure who it's by. Let me see if there's a name in this. I don't know. There's not a name. It's one of those unnamed ones. You'll have to look up the cut out and collage book. Space. Let me just back up now. Let's back up now. Let's back up. There we go. It's out of this book. Okay. But anyway, her name is Hannah India Hannah Pixie on you. Oh, thanks, Cass. Already got There's her YouTube channel, and I follow her. She doesn't post a lot. She doesn't post a lot of videos. Maybe every couple weeks or a month. But yeah, she's very chill. She goes to charity shops somewhere in the UK. She makes these needle punch works. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you, Kat. Happy birthday. Oh wait. Happy birthday again, Kat. Oh, thank you for being here, Devin. And we'll see Janet. Janet will be on, let's see, where'd she go? There, Janet goes live at 1 Eastern. So hope y'all had a great day. And thanks everybody for stopping by. And we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day. And yeah, we'll see you on here on Wednesday. I stream every Monday and Wednesdays. Brighten this back up. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see you there later. Bye, guys.